Hi everyone, I'm Jilly and I'm back with another video this week and another free printable, and I'm going to show you how you can make these gorgeous DIY earrings with this free printable. You can get this free printable over on my website www.funcraftstodo@home.com, and with this free printable I am using this paper bead strip overlay, which you can get over in my Etsy shop. There's a link to my Etsy shop in the about section of my YouTube channel, and you can see how I'm using it here. I'm using this removable glue tape down one side of the bead strip template, and I'm placing it on the back of my free printable design. So you place it securely on the back and then use a metal ruler and a scalpel to cut the strips out, or if you want to you could use a pair of scissors. And when you've cut these strips out, don't throw away the white paper from the template, because you can hand colour that later on and also make beads with the blank strips. You can actually use all of the waste strips from this project, so don't throw anything away, because all of these strips, like these ones and the blank strips that come from these as well from the template, you can use all of these to make some beads to just have in your collection to use as spacer beads in the future. So here's all my strips cut out, and all you need to do is pair them up and just find strips that you think would make a good pair of earrings. They don't have to match completely. Some of the ones I've done are quite different to each other. Just pair them up roughly and then take a Sharpie like this. I've chosen to use pink on this one, and I always colour the edges of my bead strips. If you don't colour the edges, it kind of leaves a kind of a white tinge to the bead, which is fine if you like that. I don't. I prefer to have mine coloured. Sometimes I use black, sometimes I use whatever colour's appropriate. On these beads I used a bit of green, I used a bit of pink, and don't forget to colour the inside at the broad end of the strip, so that when you've rolled the bead you don't see the white hollow centre. You get this nice pinky colour, or whatever colour you could have put yellow on here, could have put anything. So use your glue stick to put glue on the end of your bead strip, and I'm using a popsicle stick here, as my regular viewers will know how much I love to use a popsicle stick to roll my bead. And to get the flat cone shape, you need to roll the bead kind of off to the right slightly. There's various techniques for getting different looks to these beads. Some of them I keep the bottom edge even, and some of them I just roll so that you get this tapered shape off towards the end. There's so many different looks that you can get with the same bead strip. It's actually unbelievable how the differences in the beads from exactly the same strip. It's all in the technique of how you actually roll. And this tiny bit here that's sticking out from where I began to roll the bead, you just snip that off and then take your Sharpie and just mark where it's been left white there again. Okay. So here's my second bead of the pair. Just going to snip that end off. So here's those two, and then here's two more that I rolled slightly differently, and I'm doing more strips, but I'm putting green on the edge instead of pink. And I'm going to roll these slightly differently to get a different look to them. Get more of a flared kind of look with this way of rolling. You just need to keep these edges, the left edge is what you need to concentrate on. Just make sure that you keep that even, and the top part will take care of itself. And then with this particular shape you end up with just a kind of a slightly flared cone, and obviously it's a flat cone shape because you're using the popsicle stick. And when you're using this quite thick photographic paper, you do need to put make sure you put lots of glue stick on there. I really like these ones because they don't match. I quite like that, sort of quite bohemian. Now these holes are what make the earring. So this is what I use. It's called the crocodile, and you can control how far in you make the hole by adjusting that tiny little screw on the side there. And then I flatten my bead as best I can on the end, and then push it in there so it butts up against that little slidey thing that I just adjusted. So that means when you put your next bead in, you're going to have it in exactly the same position, and it makes a perfect hole. Look at that. You can't do that with a pokey tool. And here I'm using my good old Mod Podge Dimensional Magic. I go through absolutely loads of this. I probably should buy shares in the company. And then just poke a toothpick through there if you get glue in the hole. And then just put it on another toothpick, as I always show you every time, and stick that in a piece of, you could put it in a piece of styrofoam, or as I've done here, Florist Oasis. Now I'm going to put these tiny little eyelets in. Again, I'm using my crocodile tool that's got this eyelet setter function. You use it to squish down your eyelets. I've been a bit heavy-handed with mine here. The next lot that I made was, I wasn't quite so heavy-handed, and I had it on a different setting, but they look fine. They look okay. So you just need some jump rings, and some earring wires, and there's your earring. It's that easy, and you can make so many pairs of these in one day. They're not going to last forever, but if you put plenty of dimensional magic on there, they're very durable. Oh, there's some more that I made, and I added some embellishments and a bit of gold paint on some of those ones. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to get the bead strip overlay, you can go to my website www.funcraftstodoathome.com, where you will find in my most recent post, or any post actually, you will find a link to my Etsy shop. And in my Etsy shop I sell that printable overlay, and it's really useful to have them printed off. It makes the cutting of bead strip so much easier, because you print it off and do as I did with the removable glue tape, and you've got your lines on there all ready for you to cut out. And as I said, you can use the white strips to hand colour and make some absolutely gorgeous beads. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications of all my new projects and the new free printables as I design them. So thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.